Rhus glabra. Nickname for this plant is burning bush. This is part 1, and in part 2 I'll be sharing a mnemonic or memory technique to help you commit to memory the most distinguishing characteristics of this plant for identifying purposes. Be sure to watch all of part 1 so that part 2 is understandable. This plant is a shrub or a small tree. They form dense thickets. Each shrub or small tree can grow up to 15 feet tall. They branch occasionally. The leaf branches alternate along the stem, while the leaflets are opposite of one another along the leaf stem. Each plant bears very long, pennantly compound leaves. Pennant means feather-like. Compound has many parts. More specifically, this is an odd pennant compound leaf, meaning that it has one leaflet here at the top rather than two, which would then make it an even pennant compound leaf. These are odd. These long pennant compound leaves, like I said, they alternate along the main stem. Now this alteration ends up forming somewhat of a spiral, staircase-like form along the main stem here. The leaflets are lance-shaped. They are rounded at the bottom, pointed at the top. The edges are very finely serrated. The top surface is a dark green. It is shiny, while the bottom surface is dull. Notice the large cluster of flowers. There are 1 to 700 flowers per cluster. These flower spikes occur at the top of the branches. They will not occur where the leaf stem meets the main stem like one of its lookalikes do. These flowers are replaced by berries. The flowers are a yellow to green in color. They are erect. The stem is smooth, does not have any hair or pubescence on it. As you see, the leaves alternate along the stem. The leaflets are 2 to 4 inches long. As I pointed out earlier, they are opposite along the leaf stem. Each of these pennantly compound leaves can be 16 to 24 inches long. Each of these leaves can bear 11 to 31 leaflets. When they are cut, they ooze a whitish sap. They also have a lemony scent. In autumn, the leaves turn red. This is a close-up of some of the flowers. The calyx, which surrounds or encases the corolla or petals, has points. The calyx is not only pointed, but if laid flat, will be star-shaped. They are green and, like a star, has 5 points. The petals, there are 5 of those as well. Again, you can see the yellowish green color of these flowers. The petals are united at the base. As I said earlier, the flowers are replaced by the berries. This fruit is a brilliant dark red, and they'll gradually turn dark brown to black during the winter. These berries are round or globular shaped. They're dry. Not much pulp inside, it's mostly seed. They, like the flowers they replace, of course, develop at the tip or at the top of the branches. They are erect, typically somewhat cone-shaped. Looking down this stem, you can see how the leaf stalks develop in a spiral formation, while at the same time alternating. Each of these berries are about 1/8 inch in diameter, and these clusters are up to 8 inches long. Like the flowers these berries replace, there are 1 to 700 per cluster. Again, notice the fruit spike occurring at the tip of the branch, not where the leaf stalk meets the stem, not in this area, as one of its lookalikes would have. This picture gives you an idea of where the plant derives its nickname from burning bush. There are many of them here, developing a thicket. Notice the spiral leaf stems or spiraling leaf stems, cone-shaped fruit spike, erect, up to 8 inches long, this fruit cluster. Each of the berries are sour. They have a tangy sour taste. They're covered in small hairs. After the leaves have fallen away, the fruit remains throughout the fall and winter. When they mature, they have a tendency to droop. Now the twigs are quite stout. They are hairless. They're often covered with a bluish waxy coating or bloom that is easily rubbed off. The buds are small and they're covered in a light brown hair. And as you can see, these buds are nearly completely encircled by a leaf scar. These leaf scars are where the leaf stalk was attached previously. When cut, these twigs and branches reveal a soft pith inside. It's brown and spongy. When cut, it will also emit or exude a whitish sap, just as the leaves do. Soft pith in the center. Now the bark is a brownish gray. It is smooth, develops scales and ridges with age, and there are numerous cork-like pores on the bark. This plant has a taproot as well as creeping rhizomes, which are essentially thick rope-like root system just beneath the surface, 6 to 8 inches beneath the surface in the case of this plant, beneath the ground. The edible parts of this plant are the berries, the roots, young shoots, and the inner bark. To learn how to prepare these parts, visit survivalplantsmemorycourse.com and click on Rhus, glabra at the Index of Plants page, and there you will find on the fact sheet methods of preparation section, where you will find the methods of preparation for these parts you see here. This has been part 1, and in part 2 I'll be sharing the mnemonic or memory technique to help you commit to memory the most distinguishing characteristics of this plant for identifying purposes. Thank you for watching.